Live from PATV Studios, it's the Lyle Style Show. And now, the man with the most style, it's your host, Lyle Style.
Oh, welcome to another edition of the Lyle Style Show. Hey, we're back here with Tacoma Anderson. The author we talked to, earlier in the show we did it. She's back here to do part two. This time we're going to get deep into her personal life and what she's been through that brought her to write these wonderful books. This inspirational book that I got. I want to Tacoma. Welcome to the show again. Did I get it right? Did I get it right?
Yes, you got it right.
Okay.
That is correct.
Well, thank you, because I'll be so embarrassed about these. I can't pronounce my name sometimes, and I should know my name. But that's a whole different show right there. But look, you was on the show earlier, and you talked a little bit about your book. Now, I was talking to you earlier, a little about. We want to kind of get into some of the things some of your struggles that you've been through that really inspired you to do this. And you told me to go to page 38 in this poetry, this poem that you wrote. It hurts me to the core. It hurts me to the core. That particular poem, can you explain that, or could you? Do you have it where you could read some of the?
Yes, I have it.
Okay.
And if you like, I will read the first stanza.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
It hurt me to the core of my very being. The pain was worse than ripping my heart right out of me. You, the man I loved, the one I trusted, the one I invested all my time, all these years, it hurt me to the core of my mere existence. This pain, I don't even know why or how. You felt the need not to know about the child that you had, the one that yet you robbed me of the dream, the joy of being a mother, having one of my own, and as you told me that we were enough for one another. How can you be so casual and nonchalant about the situation as if it was a mere payment or on a loan you had? This is a child, even though not mine, a part of you. You took away my choice to accept, to be angry. All you left me with is pain and betrayal. Yes, it hurt me to the core.
Ooh. Girl, you got to sit down. You got to explain what was going on in your life at that time.
Okay, so I actually lived this experience early on in my relationship with my former spouse.
Mm-hmm.
He actually stepped out of our marriage and ended up getting a young lady pregnant. But I held on to it for many years. And this poem actually was my coworkers who went through the thing. And remember, I told you earlier that oftentimes we go through something and someone else is looking at our life. Mm-hmm. And she had a respect for me as a person, and she decided to share with me her experience. And I told her, I know exactly what you're going through. And she said, no, nobody will understand. So I went to my office, and I penned this, and I emailed it to her. And it gets a little bit deeper than that because, the deepest betrayal is from the person that you love the most. And especially when you've been with someone at this time, this person had been with her husband for like 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
And for 18 years, he had been telling her that they didn't need to have kids, they were enough for each other. And yet he had a kid, and she had no idea about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they eventually got divorced. But betrayal from someone that you love cuts very deep, and it hits the very core of you because you've been very open and you've been very exposed and what is the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable.
Yes.
You've been very vulnerable with this person. You allow them into the innermost parts of who you are, and to experience that level of betrayal and to not be told, you take away a person's ability to make the choice to move forward or to walk away. You just left them in a spot where of confusion, and that's not good in any relationship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. And you lived this, huh? And so I could see that these words that you wrote down, this poem that you wrote down when you was writing this, was it coming back to you, the feelings that you was going through?
Yeah, yes, it did. And I'll be honest with you, when I got the biggest part of getting through a situation is when you learn to let go of the emotional attachment to it.
Yes.
So this was truly a healing process for me, and I will tell you that even though I lived part of this, to this day, God has brought that situation back around to where I actually had the ability to speak to my son's father and to the lady that he is now married to, that we were all in this situation, and tell them both that I have forgiven them.
Wow.
The biggest process with any situation is, one, to see the situation for what it is. And the greatest gift you can ever give yourself is to be able to look at a situation, regardless of how hurt you are, and forgive the other person. And forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be in that type of situation.
That takes a lot, yeah. That takes a strong woman or a strong man to do that, you know. And I commend you that, you know, you did that. And this right here, this particular poem will hopefully encourage and help other women going through what you went through, because I know you're not the only ones going through this. So this is going to be something that could help them. And because I know someone's going through it right now.
I'm pretty sure it is, you know, especially with our society today, who have got to the point where they no longer respect marriage, they no longer respect relationship or the ideal relationship, where they are idolizing the side chick and the side dude as something that is a glorified position, and it's not. It all comes down to the very first poem in the book. It's called Selfrespect.
Selfrespect.
And
I like that.
And, you know, this poem was written because I was reflecting on a relationship that I had with my dad and conversations he had with us. My dad raised 4 daughters by himself from my age 7 until I left home at 17, and I have a younger sister. But I found that what Dad taught me was true about self-respect, that it starts with the individual. I am a single woman, and I've been single, not in any type of relationship for over 2 years now, definitely over 2 years. But as my personal walk with Christ, I chose to walk in a life of celibacy. It's not for everybody.
Right.
But I realized that in my walk, the reason I got to this place is because I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've been sick and tired of not having what I desired in life. And when I looked at all of the aspects of what was the factors that was leading up to me always leading to the road of heartbreak, one of them was I had sex too early in a relationship. So I cut out sex completely. I want a man, and this is for women need to get, we no longer hold men accountable because we're not holding ourselves accountable, because we're not respecting ourselves as individuals. We have gotten to the place where we have demoralized our view of who we are as beautiful creatures of God. And so self-respect comes when you realize that your worth is so much more than what you possess between your legs. I'm a little bit raw, so
go ahead. Go get raw. Go get it.
It's more than what you possess between your legs. It's more about what you have between your ears than what clothes you wear on your body or how a dress fits or jeans fit. It's not about the curves. It's about how can you have an intelligent conversation with me.
There you go.
I learned a long time ago that when you stimulate the mind, everything else will follow. So when women learn to uphold the standard that they are a person of value and their worth is so much more than a $50 dinner, that just because a man takes you out doesn't mean that you have to put out, as we would say back in the old school days. But make a man work, just like he works for a paycheck. Make him work to get to know who you are as a woman, get to know who you are as a person, your likes, your dislikes, and understand, it's a man's place to find a wife. We need to stop walking in girlfriend mentality and start walking in I'm a wife mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And when you walk in that mentality, yeah, you don't have too many dates because it's too many, as I said earlier, low-hanging fruit, women that don't value themselves. They're going to do everything in their power just to have a man.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a standard and you have self-respect and you know that you are a Proverbs 31 woman, you are a virtuous woman, a woman that's just not giving herself to everybody and doing anything with anybody. You know, so many men want women to be this little porn star in the bedroom, and that's not what God called us to.
Amen.
God called us to be a helpmate. He called us to be a helpmate. So when you get in a relationship, you should be helping your man get to his next level as you get to yours. And so much about our society has tried to switch the roles of man and women and what the position should be. A lot of men feel like because of the ratio of men to women that, oh, I can have all these chicks. They desperate. And that needs to be a mindset to change among the women in our communities. In every color. It doesn't matter. That's across the board. And men, too. You should want a woman of substance.
Right.
You should want a woman that's not going to be putting everything that she has out on display. And that's what my dad taught me early on. Keep yourself covered. A man is more impressed with what he don't see than what he does.
Touche. That is so true. You hit the nail on the head. I totally agree with that. Wow. I'm listening to you, and I'm shaking my head like, She hitting on the head. I hope the people when they read this that they'll see this and they'll know they'll get this. The women get this and realize they should start changing.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I tell people all the time, I'm a product of the choices I make, good, bad, or indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between myself and other people who have went through the same thing, because this is not an anomaly. My choice to keep moving forward is what got me to where I am. My choice to trust God and know that He has better for me. My favorite scripture is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts and the plans that I have for you, and they are of good and not of evil, and to bring you to an expected end. God has greatness in store for me. I have to just be obedient to get there. And if you think about how we were raised as children, we were taught to be obedient.
Yes.
But so much in society teaches us that what we should be is everything other than godly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. So much wisdom from you, young lady, and you're young. You got so much wisdom,
Thank you.
I think that I'm a guy, and I shake my head again because I'm thinking, wow, she's hitting on the head, and guys like to hear stuff like that. Guys with substance, guys that really know what they want, guys that really are very particular who they choose, guys that really want to have someone, a good, strong woman in their lives, need to hear that, because that's what it's all about. What you said, that's what a guy wants. That's what a guy really, that man that really wants a wife, a true wife, a helpmate, is what you just said, what you described. And I just hope that when people see the interview and hear this, whatnot, they can get it and they can take this, and hopefully they change. The women's mindset need to change, like you said. And wow, man. Now, I was looking also at this other poem that you wrote, chapter 39. Page 39 is Blue Phoenix Rising. Tell me a little detail. What is that? Okay, Blue Phoenix, blue. I know what Phoenix is, but when you said blue, I'm saying now she got the kind of blue in here. Blue Phoenix Rising.
Yes.
What did you mean by this?
Blue is my favorite color, and blue is also the truest flame.
Okay.
And it burns the hottest. So most people recognize the phoenix as a bird that rises up from the fire.
Right.
So, yes. So I am also a Phoenix. I graduated from the University of Phoenix.
Okay.
So this was appropriate for me. I think I wrote this one shortly after I got my master's degree, and I started looking at everything I've been through, and I can tell from this little stanza here that evidently I had just realized that somebody was trying to make me a side chick, and I wasn't having it. And then I started looking at my relationship.
Okay.
If you like, I can do this one real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, read this. I like it.
Blue Phoenix rising. Through storms and struggles of life, the blue phoenix has risen, even when abandoned by those who should have loved. She rose above rejection, even though they abused the family through their words and actions, yet she rose to higher calling. The passion inside of her was ignited. Her desire to live, to love, it drove her to rise. Focus on what is to be instead of what was not. Blue Phoenix found herself reaching out to love, the only love she has ever known, God. It was in God that she found her place, her strength, and understanding. It is only on the promises of God that she could stand. Blue Phoenix rose above all that was to destroy her, only because the one who loves and directs her path was greater than anything that could destroy her. And it was her faith in God that continued to allow the rise of the Blue Phoenix, whose flame is blue, for it's the strongest and hottest part of her passion to live and to love.
Oh, bravo. Bravo. Oh, my goodness, young lady. Wow. What a read. You know what? This poetry book is so deep to me. That right there, you was reading it, and I was picturing it in my head, the Blue Phoenix rising, and I'm picturing everything what you're going through, and your struggles, and how you came above that, and how God is the only one that has carried you and taken you through these struggles. And wow, this whole, you know what? I don't have too much of loss of words sometimes, but sometimes I can't bring the right words out because sometimes it gets a little bit too deep for me. But you know what? Tacoma, this is a deep book, and these little that you read is really a good read. And I'm gonna say one thing about this book: you can read it. It's a good read. It don't have a whole lot of big, heavy words to try to pronounce. It's a good read that anybody could read this book and get an understanding of what you're talking about with this book. I gotta hold this up again for people to read. You got to get this book. The Deepest Part of Me. This is her first book. And my goodness, and what a read, man! If you saw my show and you heard her read these two little poems, you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, bravo to you with this book. And you said you already wrote the second book.
I'm in the middle of the second book. The third one is completed. I'm trying to do them in order.
Okay.
But when it's time to release them, I will. I'm almost finished with the second book. It's been a little bit of a journey because it actually is more of a conversation about the deeper things. It talks about some of the titles is going to be a little bit hard for people to digest.
Mm-hmm.
This book made some people blush. They said, wow, you just put it all out there. And I said, yeah. But, people need to hear this because there's a lot of people that are in this place and they don't have direction. No one's talking to them because, for whatever reason, they're not telling them the truth. But the next book, I'm dealing with stuff like promiscuity, self-respect.
Yes.
I'm dealing with abuse. I'm dealing with verbal, physical. It doesn't matter. I'm dealing with that. I'm also dealing about self-esteem issues. As a matter of fact, I wrote a passage, a chapter not too long ago. It's called Esteem.
Okay.
And I didn't title it self-esteem because self-esteem is when you reflect totally on self. But I talk about esteem because my esteem comes from God. Mm-hmm. God is the one who has brought me to this place. That's why Blue Phoenix is so powerful.
Yeah.
Because I depended on my relationship with God. And the chapter actually starts off with Psalms 139:14. I praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. As a woman, you have to realize that you are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yes.
Yes, we were taken from a man's rib, but we are the substance of that man that brings his heart into a place of peace.
Amen.
And we are the substance for that man that speaks life into his vision. And we are the substance in that man that brings him to a place of comfort, peace, and rest. We have the ability to build him up, and too often we're using that same power to tear him down.
Oh, wow. Wow, you hit it on the head again. You knocked it out the park, young lady. You knocked it out the park with that right there. That's why, wow. I love my mom, so I treat women the way that I want to be treated. My mom raised me up to do that, to treat women, because women are queens, and they should be treated as that with respect. And us men, so much, especially the younger generation, has get into this TV land thing, and the music is not. I like old school music because it doesn't degrade women, and this newer music does that. I hate that. That's what is going into what young people are into. We should, that their parents should teach them that, to have that respect. It should be in them, and when they grow up, they should automatically have it. That's where I am. That's my mom did raised me up to be that way, and I see that in you. You are a very intelligent, smart woman.
Thank you.
Oh wow! What a read! What a read, young lady. This is so many things that you said you want to talk about abuse, and
yes.
That topic is abuse with what kids, or abuse with what were you addressing now?
In my marriage, I went through abuse, and so many people that found out later after my marriage was over never had an idea that I was being physically or mentally abused. And part of that is because I felt like everybody has their problems. Nobody wants to hear what I'm going through.
Right.
And then I believe in forgiveness. But sometimes your forgiveness can be taken for granted. As a matter of fact, on page 80, it's where I was at the end of my marriage, and I had been through so much, trying to forgive. A kid had been born through our marriage, outside of our relationship, and it was still ongoing infidelity on his part, and I'm still trying to be the wife, that Proverbs 31 woman, and I told God I can't do it anymore.
That's right.
And then God began to speak to me, because I knew that we were unequally yoked when we got married, that he was of a different faith than me, and that I believed in the Bible, which I still do, that a sanctified wife makes a sanctified husband. I have been brought up on that. But also that person has to want to change. That person has, and we can't change anybody. A man will change for the woman he loves, but he's not willing to change for someone that he doesn't respect.
There you go.
And so,
go ahead.
Where would you be is talking about forgiveness. And it says, I have often spoke about forgiveness, love, and devotion, how I can forgive when all I received was pain, malice, and envy, because in my mind, God once posed these questions to me. Tell me, my child, where would you be if I could no longer forgive you? To me, my most important aspect of life is not the life I live here on this earth, but the life eternal. And if I can't forgive the people for the things that they've done wrong to me, and I can't ask for forgiveness for the things I've done wrong for them, then I'm destined to a life of damnation.
Mm-hmm.
And even though some of the things that we feel that we're living here on earth is just straight pure hell, there's peace in God.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I found my peace. That's where it took me too long to release this book, but I released it at the right time.
There you go, yes.
I sat on this book for almost 15 years because I didn't want people to know me. I didn't want people to know what I had been through.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found out was because I had been called to ministry, this is ministry, this is healing.
Mm-hmm.
This was my healing process, and this is helping others to heal. I have people that have gotten this book call me and tell me, or email me and tell me that because of something I read in this book, I now have, especially that poem, Where Would You Be?
Mm-hmm.
They heal relationships that have been destroyed for almost 20-some years.
Wow.
They picked up the phone and called their parents. That, you know, to me, that is what it's about. It's not so much about the sales. It's about how many people's lives are we impacting. Or just being honest about what we've been through and giving them encouragement to get through.
Amen. That is so true. That's so true. Wow. Tacoma, that's so true. You are inspiration to many people. You are inspiration to me, and you're inspiration to many people that are out there. Oh, we got 4 minutes left. Inspiration to many people that's out there. Oh, time flies when you have fun. This is I truly, Tacoma, enjoyed you. I enjoyed your read. I enjoyed this book. I'm gonna raise it up again. Oh, you have to really go to Amazon. The deepest part of me echoes to my soul. Deepest part of me. It's the deepest part of me right now. I'm gonna go home and read it again. Because I'm a guy and I can learn something from this book. It's just not for women, but it's for everybody. But women can definitely learn a lot by reading this book. And Tacoma, you are inspiration. You're beautiful. God got a beautiful guy out there for you because you deserve the best. I'm going to tell you that. And man, and you're calling me all the way from Japan. I'm international right now.
Yes.
Lyle Style Show was international. So, I mean, look, I'm going to invite you back on the show again. I mean, when you get your other books out, I want you back on the show again. Then we can find out, you know, what other struggles you've been through and where you're going and that type of thing. So we're going to keep in touch, and we're going to I'll invite you back on the show again, and we're going to, you know, chop it up, and you can kind of go in a little bit of details about the other things that you're doing. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Tacoma, for your book, inspirational book that you got. The deepest part of me, I'm going to raise it up again. The deepest part of me, here it is. It's a good read. Amazon. It's on Amazon. And what other places you can get it at?
It's on Amazon.com. It's in some Walmart. In different places. Trafford.com has it on their place.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to my author's page. I'm on authorsden.com.
Right.
And you can inbox me. Also on Facebook. I have a Facebook page
Go
for
ahead.
it. And you can look for me, Tacoma R. Anderson, on Facebook. And on my profile page is actually links that go into the places where you can purchase the book as well.
Okay, good. It's a must-read book to me. It's inspirational, must read. And I don't read that much. And this is a must-read book for me, myself. So Tacoma Anderson, thank you, inspirational person. Everything else of above, God got blessed things. Really going to bless you with a beautiful life. You really got a gift, and you keep, you know, doing your gift. Keep coming out with these books, and keep helping people out there like myself and other people. And, you know, let me know, keep in touch. And I definitely want you back on the show again, you know, to bring your other book out, you know, your other 2 books that you're coming out with, okay? We're gonna make that happen.
Okay, I appreciate that.
We're gonna make this happen. So thank you again, and man, God bless you and whatnot. And we definitely gonna talk.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to say Tacoma Anderson. She's a beautiful person. Her book, her inspirational book. I mean, we had this conversation. I hope you understood where she was coming from. The deepest part of me echoes to the soul. A must read. I'm going to send a copy to my mom. Mom, I love you. so she can have a copy too. So I want everybody to keep being inspired, keep doing positive things. First of all, keep Christ in your life. Don't let go of your faith. Keep that faith burning. Keep that faith alive. Because without that faith, we have nothing. So we have to keep our faith, and we have to, and we have to encourage each other. As a nation, we need this more so than anything, to encouragement for every single person. It's not a black, white, green, blue thing. It's a human thing. This is a human thing in this country. And we need to be, as human beings in this country, to act like human beings, to help your brother or your sister over there, to encourage, say something nice. So my Bruce said, hey, wrap it up, Lyle. So I'm inspired right this. I'm saying things. So I want y'all to keep doing what you're doing. And Denzel, I'm sorry, man, for bumping you again, man. We're going to have you on the show pretty soon. One of these days, you'll come on here, right here on the Lifestyle Show. So as of all, keep styling and profiling. I'll see y'all later. We're out of here.